Hello, everybody. Welcome back to, darn it, what is this map? Maplewood. Let me check. Just like the other day, I couldn't remember. Yep, Maplewood. That is it. Maybe by the end of the time that we're done playing this map, I will be able to remember the name of it. Hey, Twisted Eagle, what is up? We are going to be plowing today. No idea how long it's going to take to plow up these fields, but I'm going to put a pretty good effort on trying to get that done tonight, and maybe we'll have to drag it into next day. Hey, Talgar, what's up? Got our little Massey here pulling the Modern Classics plow. Had to change our front weight out. The other one was just a bit too heavy. The plowing is my least favorite aspect of Farm Sim, and given the way that we're playing this map with just $300,000 and everything, I would have probably skipped plowing on these fields if I was able to, but since the field definitions were removed and everything, and the field layer was pulled out and this just basic ground was put down, plowing is a necessity in order to be able to plant crops. But I can tell you this will be the last time that I plow on Maplewood. If we go 3 plantings and it needs plowing again, well then we're just going to lose 10% of my productivity because I just don't like it. It's just not something I enjoy doing, especially with these types of plows. Hey, Haggard Farms, what's up? Thanks for coming back out tonight. Hopefully I'm turning the plow the right way. Like I said, I don't like plowing, so the some of the finer points of plowing I don't pay attention to. I'm not in my Discord tonight. I'm over in the voice chat of this server, simply because we might have some folks. Roy's in here now. He doesn't have a mic, but we might have some other folks drop by. So I'm just over here on this server. How was everybody's Thursday? Hey, mine was kind of busy. I'm not totally square. We're getting these kind of angles. So maybe we should try to square up 90 degrees here. New quartz. I'll do that, and then maybe we're not going to be cutting at an angle. Be able to plow better that way. Straight cut. Oh, you know, anytime you choose anything over your girl is going to be a bad decision. That's just the general rule of thumb there. Darn MR. More realistic makes plowing even more of a pain in the tail. Just a little. That outer will always have that little grassy bit there. You can't be 20 different places at one time, that's for sure. Yeah, I think that might be working out better. Try to go at 90 degrees. Or as close to 90 degrees as we can get. Are you going to the state fair with her? Then you could use that. Say, hey, you know, we were going to go to the state fair, and I had to get this thing done so we could do it. Maybe that would work to lessen the blow. See, Roy still has his plow over her, his tractor over there. She goes see if we can see him in action. He's got what has he got? He's got like 7 fields to plow. Oh my goodness, what is that plow he's got? Like one little hook? Oh, he already dunked it in the water. Hey, DB. Got a new ride, but I don't know where his house is. You know, notifications are quite the questionable thing. Let's go check. Look, got all kinds of debris right here. Let's go check out Roy's new ride. And he's got lots of equipment up here. We need to find out where he lives anyway. Because we need to get a stump grinder from him. See our old log trailer there? This one's 4-wheel drive, the other one's 2. Alright, let's get back to plowing. Spectacle Island and Churn Farms, huh? How did I ruin you? Did I suggest those? I guess I mentioned Spectacle Island the other day. Of course, Churn Farms has been a favorite of mine from the time that I did the map video on it. So much that when I had the crazy and wacky idea to do 24-day seasons, I decided to do it on that very map. Alright guys, right before the stream, my daughter brought me down a soft pretzel, so I've been trying to snack on that and not sound like I'm stuffing my face full of soft pretzel. I've been muting. Of course, you're not doing MR. That would be crazy talk on Churn Farms. I'll tell you, Churn is not American, but it's got lots of I think it's got lots of those aspects that you would like. Fields are fairly big. I think they're probably like between 7 to 10 hectares usually on average, and really doesn't feel British beyond the hedges along the fields. I am not a Newland fan from the standpoint that the fields are just too big. They're just too big. I mean, what is that one field, like 300 hectares or something? It's got wheat in or cotton in it. For the most part, most of those fields are just too big to really enjoy too much of. And I thought the train came through a little bit too often. Hey, Andrew. And Blake. How you doing? Yeah, well, you know, the guy from UMRV did post something like, what was it, 2 months ago on Facebook saying that he was still working on the update. Um, and he had another map coming out, but, you know, we haven't heard since, so it's more or less sit around and wait for that to come out. Hey, country girl, what's up? Yeah, Andrew, I've seen some gameplay videos. I posted a fair number of GameCon videos over in my Discord. Hadn't had much opportunity to see too many new videos posted today. So if there are any new videos posted today of gameplay that's different than from the previous days, I haven't seen that. Tazewell County is pretty good. If you do play that one, make sure you get the latest update, not the one that's on the Giants Mod Hub, but the one that's over at FSUK. One that's over at FSUK's got some fixes and other things to it. I think the SimStation submitted it to Giants, but they kicked it back with a whole bunch of things that they wanted changed in it. That was actually in the original version, so he decided to forget that and put it over to FSUK. Yeah, I saw that. I saw autosave was an option in game options. There was a video on maybe the second day. What's today? Today's Thursday. There was a video, I think, on Tuesday that had you know, they were playing, and you know, I don't know what they were saying because it's all in German, but he jumped into the menus. So I quickly paused the video, changed the play speed down to a quarter speed so that I could stop it and basically do screen grabs of the various menus. Then I posted those in my Discord, and you could see where autosave interval was an option. There were several other options to turn on and off, periodic plowing, periodic lime. There was an interesting option for temperature, how to display temperature. It seemed rather interesting because in none of the HUDs that we were seeing was temperature being displayed. So it was like, well, why are we able to set Celsius or Fahrenheit? Especially if Seasons isn't going to be in the game, then what other purpose does temperature play or could play? Who's he? Are you talking about the UMRV guy? I haven't looked. Is that a post that was made recently? Hey Darren, what's up? Yeah, I saw the there's a big square now with the vehicle. Um, I guess that's selected. Shop obviously has dynamic image, so as you change the picture, the options, they change in the shop, so you can kind of see what the finished product would look like, which is really good. Okay, yeah, Tazewell County. He changed that around. Changed the main farm a little bit from version 1 to 2. Might have swapped out some buildings or changed some textures too, right? Yeah, SimStation set it up to be as realistic as he could for the area. So you can only sell crops that they legitimately grow in that area, which probably is like corn and soybeans and wheat or something. No canola, no sunflowers, anything like that. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Let's jump in cab a little bit. Lincoln Creek. I haven't done that map. No Creek would be good. Dairy operation. It's just dairy. It's what I call photorealistic for the area. No Creek would be an excellent dairy-only farm. Better watch out. You might be up to 5 or 6 maps before the end of the week. Now, did anybody hear if they confirmed 8-player or 8 team multiplayer for 19, or if that's just something that I read off of Discord that's not truly been announced? Giants. Apparently they were saying, somebody was asking if there was anything that they missed today other than hearing about the 8-player multiplayer, and I was like, oh, what was that? And I didn't ever see anybody confirm that that was indeed a statement made. It doesn't like downloading No Creek? Is that over at No Creek? Is that over at FSUK, or is that posted somewhere else? Kind of forget where that map was put. This rate, we're going pretty good for plowing. I was worried it would take all 2 hours to get this field plowed up, but you're doing pretty good. So we probably need to turn that. Hey, Gunslinger, what's up? I saw Bipolar Prophet put a video out today. He's not today, maybe it was the other day. He's doing a speed farming series on South Mountain Creamery. And you may not think it's overly speedy because he's just doing just running the clock at 15 times speed with what looked like 6-day seasons. But if you've seen any of his other videos, you'll know that 15 times speed is like a fighter jet fast compared to what he normally plays at. Really looking forward to watching that as he puts more of those out. I think he's got the itch to try to play as many maps as possible between now and 19. Took quite the break off from Farm Sim, but now he's back, and he seems to be back with force. Oh, you're not doing good, Anthony? Well, that's no good. Hope things get better for you. Now Roy's plowing at a little faster rate than us, but I think we're plowing a bit wider than he is. Let's check in the store. What's wrong? We have this one, 2 meters. That one, 3 meters. So yeah. So if he's plowing at twice our speed, then he's doing better than us. Going 4.5. Twice our speed would be 9. So we're still better than him. I don't know. It's at work. I'll have to check it out. It's been a crazy week, and I haven't even had a chance to use it, but maybe for a couple hours. Best part, though, is it was FREE me. I don't think it's anything like 120 hertz or 140. It's not really a gaming monitor as much as just a business class, giant widescreen curved display. So it's probably still just 60. It might be 70. Resolution is 3440 by 1440. It's like 21:9 ratio or something. Well, on Shamrock Valley, from what I understand, Oxygen David had basically asked the guys that had early access to the map to hold off on releasing a play series video until he had given them word that the map was in testing for giants. Well, the other day, Shamrock Valley Play Series were released by, I think, Landy Kid and Rainbow Dave, I think, released them. Those were at least the two that I had saw thumbnails of. I didn't actually videos. So that kind of says that quite possibly, very much so, the map is now in with Giants testing. Beyond that, I don't think anybody really knows anymore. I know it was uploaded to Giants a while ago, but I don't think it actually went into testing phase. Because as soon as you upload it to Giants, it doesn't get tested. It's just sitting in a holding queue until they finally get around to it. So there for a while, it was probably one of the 30-some mods waiting to be tested. What do you need for the farm, Haggard? Yeah, I'll try to remember to look it up tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be busy also, but if I can remember early enough in the day, I can look it up. Graphics, well, it's going to be kind of dependent on your budget. I think graphics are going to run you probably about $400 or more in just the graphics card. I'm running right now a 1070 Ti, which has the performance of about a 1080. And I think I paid about $450 for the card, maybe about a month ago. Darren there, he's got the 1080 Ti, which is one step up from the card I've got. But that is probably like a $550 to $600 card, unless prices have really come down. I know prices have been coming down on graphics cards. I ran, before I upgraded, I ran a 960, and I was running high settings, but sometimes I had to dial it back a little bit, and sometimes I had some frames problems, but that was also when I was streaming or recording at the same time I was playing. So if I was just playing, the 960 would probably still be holding its mustard pretty good. Yeah, like I said, the 960 was holding its own. Now on maps like Emerald Coast, there were definitely areas on the map that I was getting like frames down in the 20s as I would drive through the area with the 960. If I wasn't streaming or recording, it wouldn't drop as bad, but it was still dropping a fair bit compared to other areas. And then other maps like Rathland, which would be pretty steady at 60 without much issue at all. But you know, the prices were low when I picked up the 1070 Ti, and I thought, what the hey, I might as well just do it. I had I got it off a Newegg. I had a Newegg account that I basically set up a couple years ago when I bought the system initially, and oh, looky who is coming in, and so I had that account, and they were offering a promo of like 6 months interest free, so forth and such. Plowing. There we go. Oh, really don't like text. Messes things up. Oh. I don't know. I don't know too much about Fallout 4, so. 1050. Not too bad. Go. So this part of the field might be the hardest part because it's got a little bit of an incline. Oh, that's funny. Hey, welcome back, Twisted Eagle. Yeah, I'll be excited when Mark's back to making content. His internet just doesn't facilitate it at the moment. Yeah, I might need more ponies. I don't know. I don't want to waste money. That's the problem. See, I only got $154,000. That's all the money I get. And what you're looking at is the only things I own. I own 3 fields, a weight, a tractor, and a plow. And I got $154,000. It's got to hold me until crops come in. I got to get a harvester off of that. I got to get a planter. I got to get a fertilizer spreader. I got to buy fertilizer, and I got to buy seed. And I got to buy a trailer to put the harvest into. So I don't want to be I don't want to lose too much money by swapping tractors for a bigger one. You know, because I won't get a ton of money for this one. One, because it wasn't that expensive to begin with. And 2, I definitely don't need 2 tractors per charges on. So, kind of trying to play it cheap, frugal. Well, it's more of a, let's say it's kind of like the inception of the idea was to do it like Farm Sim 19's competitive multiplayer concept, where we're all on, we all have $300,000. We all have to make our own go of it, and in the end, we see who has the most money, because we all started with the exact same. We got to choose different hardware. We got to choose different fields. We could buy as few or as many fields as we wanted. But the whole limiting factor is $300,000. Well, new stuff definitely has its benefit, because in theory, then you won't have the potential for maintenance costs. You might pay more for it, but hopefully it runs and doesn't break down on you. Older stuff will save you money up front, but you could lose more money on the back end by maybe having unexpected repairs, breakdowns, and what forth. It's always a fun little exercise to do. So what they've said in the multiplayer mode is each player or each team can basically have one of each animal areas. So if you're on a farm, on a map with 8 players, all 8 of you could have your own cow areas. All 8 of you could have your own sheep areas, if you so wanted. So that's interesting. But apparently in single player mode, you don't have that option. In single player mode, the only thing you can do is have one of each. So you can't have like 2 cows, I think, in single player mode. Well, EB, the way their multiplayer works is all of their multiplayer games, even multiplayer games you host yourself, run through a farm server broker, if you will. And the farm server broker basically checks your game key and makes sure that basically it's not a pirated copy, meaning that you don't have more than one person in multiplayer with the same game key. So to multiplayer with yourself, so to speak, you really need 2 copies of the game. like on this server, which is a dedicated server, it's running up in a data center somewhere, and game server company is basically bought the license to run multiplayer, and then that's part of your monthly fee to have the server. Is you pay for the farm sim license, run multiplayer, but you also, pay the game server something. So if you wanted to run your own multiplayer server, you would need to have 2 copies of the game, 1 copy for multiplayer and 1 copy for you. Because what you do is when you set up multiplayer, you give it a server name, and that's whatever you put in. Put in a password if there's a password to join, and all of that stuff. And then you pick the region that you're going to basically have your server at. And, they have like Germany, they have a couple Germanys, they've got a couple like Europes, and then they have international, which is like the catch-all for everything else. So even if you're hosting it like with South Mountain Creamery, I'm hosting that myself. So I'm just running a local multiplayer game on my system. So the local multiplayer game, I have to go through the whole setup and basically say that it's on the international territory. And it basically registers my multiplayer game with the Farm Sims International broker. And then when Darren and Raznik and whoever else joins, they basically have to say, I want to join a game on the international server. They plug in the name that I've given them of the server, they plug in the password, and my game shows up in the listing, and then they pick it and they join it. Even though you would be hosting it local, the connection is still going through a Giants connection broker to validate game licensing. Because apparently in every copy of Farm Sim, Steam copy, retail copy, disc copy, download copy, whatever, is the dedicated server bits. The executable you need to run a dedicated server is already on your system. But of course, if you run a dedicated server, you're not able to connect to it yourself unless you have that second copy. So I kind of toyed with that idea a little bit. Of course, I need to buy a second copy, but the server rental fees can easily be made up in having your own copy. But then things like DLCs, do you have to buy? Well, you would. You'd have to buy 2 sets. One set to license on the server, I think, and one set for yourself. So the money you save in hosting fees will probably end up getting eaten up by other things like needing to buy 2 copies of pretty much any commercial content. But, it does mean that you then have full control over the server. You're not limited to the amount of mods that you can upload. The typical game server Farm Sim host will only let you do 4 gigs of mods. Yeah, Darren needs to put out regular content, doesn't he? Yeah, that's something I asked over at the Farm Sim Discord, and I don't think the people that would know saw the message, but basically I was curious what the bandwidth throughput requirement was, or usage was, for per player for Farm Sim, to really figure out what is the real bandwidth load on a multiplayer server, to basically figure out how much of a hit would it put on my bandwidth while, you know, I'm trying to stream at the same time. I don't think it would be much, because when I'm streaming on South Mountain Creamery, I'm playing the game, I'm streaming the game, and I'm hosting the multiplayer, and everyone was still having decent ping rates and response rates, so it told me that there was plenty of bandwidth available. Yeah, you know, because then when, you know, whoever is playing is downloading mods off the server, it's coming straight out of your connection. Well, I thought this field wasn't going to take too long. It's like we got most of the way here, and then the rest just seems like it's just dragging on forever. I thought we were doing pretty good at 20-some minutes into the stream. It's been another 30 minutes after that, and I don't think we've gotten too very far with our efforts. Kind of running a little jack there, I think. Yeah, I think we're doing pretty good. I think I'm at like 25 up and something like 250 down. They they sent me a notice saying that I needed to upgrade my cable modem in order to get all of the bandwidth out of the plan that I was on. I was like, oh, okay. But I still need to, I guess, sign up, have them mail me a upgrade kit. Just been a bit busy. I think we're paying like 250 down and 25 up or something. So let's take this chunks at a time. I think we can plant wheat now. I don't know. I've not been on it. You're free to join if you want. In fact, anybody in my Discord's free to join the. I think it's. I don't know. You have to ask Raz. It may be team-based. I don't know what he's doing. In That's the that multiplayer server. He's the one that has that one. He's the one that manages that one. They just opened up the. They just opened up that map earlier today. Oh, there's Talgar. He's on. He's in on it. Team based. Uh-oh, looks like they're coming over to visit. Here they come. Oh, it's text chat. They're like flies, just hovering around. Probably, yeah. I agree. They're little cars. Oh, there they go. I was more thinking that they looked like a swarm of flies just buzzing around annoying you. I don't know. Oh, maybe they're different from because of colorblind mode that I've got turned on. It's just what they've always looked like. Is that not the color that they normally are? So I left a little bit of a headland around this field because I figured I would need access, obviously, in and out of the field for various things, and I didn't want to be, driving on my crop or anything like that. And that's when I thought I would have to use this same way to get back to field 32. But I've since found another way into field 32. So won't need that big of a area, but I think I'll just keep it how it is. Yeah, I turned that mode on because I find it a whole lot easier to see at a glance. Crop states. For me, the default coloring on the growth states really difficult to see. I mean, they kind of, you know, it was growing. That's about all I could tell. Is it was in some state of growing because they all kind of looked the same. And if there were two fields right beside each other that were in different growth stages, I would probably be able to tell that they were different. But if two fields were separated by another field, and then basically both of those fields would look to be about the same. So I really wouldn't know if it's the last growth stage or the first growth stage. It's just in a growth stage. But that mode works really good to be able to see all the different stages for me. This plow is a bit tail heavy. Boy, Roy missed his own field. He's got a bunch of little fields. I think he's got like 7 little fields, and I've got 3 fairly nice sized fields. I wouldn't say that they're the largest fields on the map, but they may be the largest owned. Flight of the bumblebees. There you go. Mark's lurking in stream, no doubt. That in. Why is... Any rate. Oh, well, it's always best to watch this on 4K TV, right? I mean, does the stream actually look good on a 4K TV, or does it look compressed? I'm only sending out 1080 at 5 megabits at that. Then, of course, YouTube's getting a hold of it and doing something to it. Where did he go? Oh, you've... Oh, no. Well, this the map's running an interesting time scale. Um, in that we're running a mod that I think a person that's on another server that Roy plays on wrote or created, that basically the server runs at 1x speed for most of the day, but when the server time reaches sometime in the evening, I don't remember the exact specifics. Let's say when it turns 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. on the server, then the server fast forwards to morning, but it's not like a skip night deal or anything. So basically, during the day, the server runs 1x speed, but as a result of this fast forwarding, you end up with 2 game days per real day, or something like that. That's why it's on day 6 of spring, and it was probably day 2 of a spring on Tuesday. Hey, Jaded Illusions. How you doing? Yeah, we're trying to plow up the fields. Probably go grab Roy's stump grinder before the stream's over and just grind some stumps to close us out. Clearly, we're almost done this field. Got field 32 to plow. Then we got to plow up field 33. And then we'll be in a position to sell the plow, buy a fertilizer spreader, and buy a cultivator, and buy our seeder. Probably keep all of those pieces of equipment around. No real reason to back up then. I would back up, but I couldn't. Yeah, the map's over at, well, it's in the mod hub. It's released in the mod hub earlier on. Abandoned forest. That map we were going to try to do this on, but I don't think it had enough real land. I mean, to some degree, Abandoned Forest is more of a forestry map, with some farming thrown in. Going on this hill, we kind of got to go a little skewed. New River Gorge. Is that a map? I recall seeing that one. Oh, yeah. I've seen it now. I recall the name. I remember seeing it now. It's that West Virginia map. I'm pretty sure you got the name right. I'm thinking that's the West Virginia map. I did a kind of a short video of FDR Logging's new map. That map is absolutely gorgeous. The way he's got that set up. I don't know. I don't remember the name of the FDR logging map. It was in the channel a couple weeks ago. There he is. No, I don't think it's Pacific Inlet. I think it's M button. Whatever drive control is with M, that has to be the worst feature in the world. When we get to the end of the row, I'll pull up the, I'll look at the video. Let me see here. It is Timber Trail Canyon. That's it. No. Stop. Click on something and you don't want it to be a right click. That's the Timber Trail Canyon. That's the new one by FDR Logging, and it is absolutely stunning. The way he has modeled the rivers with the rocks and the dead trees and everything. Oh, I've lost all momentum. Oh, let's get me. Turn the wheels and get a little grip.
Found you.
Been hiding here all night.
You're going under your pseudonym.
What's up?
Not much. What's up with you?
Yeah, that was where I was like, feel awkward calling you FK all the time.
Oh.
That's fine. It's Timber Trail Canyon.
Whoops.
FDR logging one.
Boy. Oh, he just crashed out, and I think his tractor cut was
Well,
it was coming right for me, and all of a sudden he just ran into the wall.
well, he said he was going to try to not constantly change tractors, but I think subconsciously he wants to file an insurance claim. Something
Right.
else.
It's possible. How many? Oh, you guys have just started this map. You're only 6 days in.
Yeah, it opened up on Tuesday.
Oh, nice. Oh, here he comes.
Oh, he got dumped.
Yep.
There you go. Yeah, we had this interesting, crazy idea to kind of try to emulate 19 with
Yeah.
make your own farms and make your own fields and stuff.
Yeah. It's always been sort of a great way to play the game. Just, start really, really small and just grow it out. Plus, with all the little equipment and all that, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, we only had 300K to start with.
Yeah.
And we had to use that to buy our fields and to buy our equipment.
I'm going to try to convince Roy to do all potatoes.
That's going to be hard. He already had his mindset on different crop.
Oh, did he? Is he going to become a popper magnet?
He was thinking about barley.
Oh.
Because I told him I was
There's
just...
no money in barley.
I told him I was just going to plant wheat.
There you
Get him to... sunflowers.
Nobody has any animals yet?
No, because they wondered what a fair price for animals would be, and I said, I don't know, I think 500K would work.
Yeah, to buy an animal farm?
So
yeah.
they bought that
right.
idea. So since everyone starts with 300,000, they can't buy one yet.
So it's you and Roy, and who else is playing on here?
James.
James.
Yeah. We had a Sean in. Aiden's in. He bought one. He's in.
Oh, okay.
He's in small.
Yeah.
We had Sean in, but if he bailed out, he said he had that real life problem, or not problems, but real life he needed to focus on.
Yeah. Timing issues.
Yeah.
Always takes precedence.
So we had some other folks on Valley of the Old Farm, but they had to drop out. Just real life stuff. Hey, Will, what's up? Thanks for dropping by.
And you're doing the creamery also.
I like that map.
It's a very nice map. I don't know how they managed to do the Valley of the Old Farm and the creamery map at the same time, though, because they're very similar, but like the detail on the creamery is much better.
Yeah, well, they have the same distance scenery and distance,
Oh, yeah, okay.
like whatever, far out of map picture or whatever. They use the same that. Because there's a couple sections where like there's a windmill.
Oh, okay.
It's like there's no wind. What is that doing? But the map boundaries are great because there's this cow farm that's on the other side of the map boundary, staring at it. Oh.
No, it's actually there.
Wonder what's over there. And I can't jump over the fence because I'm at the map boundary.
That is one thing that the map makers have really nailed lately. Like Oxygen David and Bill and all those guys, like how to just create that infinite space. Even on Steppenbach, the fact that the mountains change to get snow covered in the winter and makes it a very pretty map.
Yeah, it helps. It helps with that creating the whole atmosphere of where you are.
That's it.
Helps you immerse.
Oh, we're gonna make fast work of this field.
Roy bought 7 postage stamps. So I wonder how much money he's got left.
He's got 98,000 left. How expensive are the fields?
They aren't that much.
No.
He must have bought a giant field. He's got $93,000 or just stuff.
Yeah.
So of the active players, I'm the richest.
Nicely done.
But yeah, they're not too bad. I think. Well, let's see here. 30's the biggest one.
Well, it's good that you could start off with some
59,000.
logging, so at least you get a little bit of extra money doing that.
Yeah, because Roy put trees everywhere.
Yeah, I saw that.
And he deleted all the fields out.
That's what we noticed when we got to this field. We noticed he hadn't picked up all the trees.
You forgot?
Guess so. You missed one. We're playing. We're racing now around the middle section of the field. I'm trying to catch him up.
Well, you got 4-wheel drive.
He's got single side plows, so you got to sort of do the loop-the-doop.
Oh.
Always be plowing towards the center. Can't flip the plow.
Oh, you got a 1/10 of a mile an hour on him. Might catch him by tomorrow.
Maybe. I don't think I'm going to catch him by the time we're done with this field. That's for sure.
Churn gets depressing because it stays so
How you been? How's your
so
summer
long.
been?
It's been good.
Did you get some time off at all, or?
Not really.
No.
Not a big time off kind of.
Oh, okay.
But kids are back, so now it is
Back to school. When do they start school?
my kids started 3 weeks ago.
Really? Oh wow. Okay.
But they'll be done just after Memorial Day, maybe even before Memorial Day, which is the end of May.
Oh, okay.
Which is
what grade are they in? Are they in high school yet?
the oldest is in high school. She started in 9th grade. Youngest is 4. He's in school.
Oh, okay.
So spared. But
That's a good spread.
work, college students are moving back in, so
Yeah.
work's going to get busy. All right, now that we got 2 pseudo passes with the plow, let's see if we
I'm about to wrap up my work.
Oh, is it when's the first freeze?
We don't go until first freeze. We tend to go until the people stop coming, and that's usually about October. And the owners of the company that I work for, they fly down to Mexico for the winter, so they're in a hurry to get the boats out of the water and get everything closed up.
And that's when you'll start putting out content?
That's when I get to go, and I'm going to do one big last hurrah for 17. I got all those fields in the West Coast that I need to finish. I've set aside that map as the big finale for 17. And then by the time we got all that stuff harvested, it'll be time for 19.
Oh, so you playing the Shamrock. Thought you'd have all kinds of Shamrock plans.
What are Shamrock plans?
Oxygen David's Shamrock.
Oh no, I'm not doing that. I think that it's a beautiful map. Don't get me wrong, but it's going to get burnt out, and I think that that's one of the maps they're going to port over into 19. So I'll play that one in 19.
Oh, okay.
I did the same with Sandy Bay. I never played Sandy Bay 15. I only played Sandy Bay in 17 because I knew 17 was coming, so just saved one up.
But it's interesting. It seems Sandy Bay is making a little bit of a resurgence.
I saw that. I saw that
YouTube channels.
Sim is doing it, and I think Dave is going back to it too. Oh, no, Simulation for the Nation was putting out another series on it. So I don't know.
Yeah, although I think they were liking it to Shamrock and were kind of bridge. Get to leapfrog and bridge from.
Okay. Well, Simulate seems to be pretty committed to doing his whole starting from scratch motif. So he's out shopping for equipment, trying to pay off a $400,000 loan. So
well,
he's doing more of a role play kind of thing, I guess.
Well, with farm sim interest, that won't be.
Mm-hmm.
100,000 loan. That's $400 or $500 a night.
Yeah. Yeah, but he's still buying equipment, so we'll see. He's in episode 4 and he's still buying stuff.
Oh, is he? He's not doing season.
Well, it's funny. Well, I think it's because it's a role play thing. He's sort of in and out of seasons. I think on Sandy Bay he's in seasons, but then he's visiting a whole bunch of other maps to go and buy equipment from.
Oh.
So he's kind of he's just doing more storytelling kind of thing. It's really good though. It's fun to watch him struggle. He put like 13,000 hours on all his used equipment, and I don't think he understood exactly what that would do to the equipment. Oops.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh, YouTube. Am I next?
No. What happened there? Still in?
I'm still in.
God, I never get dropped.
Until today. Just gives me an opportunity to circle the field and mark out the edges. Because now for sure I would have caught up to Roy.
Did Roy get dropped again? Yeah, well, he was the only one.
He got dropped first. Oh, you're back. Roy's still out.
Chatting with Mark.
There he is. Nope. Oh, no, he's in too. Okay, good. You both came in together.
It's not good to lag out while your tractor is plowing with great fields on.
No, it's not.
The tractor stopped, saw the ping at like 100 or something, and I was like,
yeah.
I'm going to jump out of the tractor because where it's going. And I don't need to leave a giant plow mark all the way across the map.
This is when you pray for collisions on hedges. At least that way it doesn't plow across a road.
Come on. Let's get ahead of steam. First, let's pick up 8.
So did you see the gameplay footage today?
Not today.
No?
Saw it from the other day.
There's a guy who recorded a bunch of gameplay footage from just off the screen that he was playing at Gamescom. Really interesting.
Alright. How did it differ from the other stuff from the other day?
It was just raw gameplay. It was just some guy sitting at a console playing the game. So he got onto the he sort of drove the John Deere through fields and stuff to show how the crops fold over, and you know, the crops sort of react to the wheels of the tractor, and just the textures. And then he hopped on the train and did sort of a big circle loop with the train, so you got some sense of the European map. And then he went through the escape menu and showed off all the options, but of course it's all in German. So.
Oh well, I grabbed screenshots when it was in English on a video.
Okay.
Posted it. And interesting enough, there's an option for temperature.
Yeah.
Change how temperature is displayed.
Yeah.
Not really sure what temperature has to do. But
Well, isn't that Fahrenheit or Celsius?
yeah, but I mean, if the game doesn't have seasons, then I'm not really sure why you would have temperature selection.
Yeah. Well, I noticed also that they had an on-off thing for lime. So I guess I think they're sort of implementing a little bit more soil mod into it.
Yeah, apparently something about lime and plowing.
Yeah.
Or if you periodically lime, maybe you don't have to plow as often.
Maybe.
Or maybe plowing is 5% bonus and liming is 5% bonus or something.
Yeah.
Stay new.
So I'm looking forward to it. See what happens to it.
Hey, Kenworth.
I like some of the things they've added graphically.
Not really
Like,
sure.
the
I
crop
don't really have an
textures
opinion
are a lot
on
prettier. I don't
that?
think they modeled row crops just yet, but they won an award for being the top simulation game or something like that. So that's sort of
that was over at SCS.
Yeah,
So they were there.
Maybe that'll wake them up to the fact that maybe less arcade, more simulation there's a market there.
Right. I was just thinking, I saw screenshots of where SCS was there.
Yeah.
So obviously ETS2 would have been a big market for that crowd.
Yeah.
So to win over ETS2,
Yeah.
pretty good win.
I mean, the great thing about this game has always been that it's a very, very open world. You know, I mean, you know, I've played this game as a trucking game on a few multiplayer servers where I was just delivering stuff, you know, and so you can almost play it as an ETS, but in farm sim.
Yeah, and that's kind of what drew me in way back when.
Yep.
Because I just started watching some random people, know who they were at this point, and it was like, oh, do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. And that's why I sort of I really enjoy the logging, is because it's one of those things that, you know, it's not necessarily related to the base game of just, you know, plow, seed, harvest, plow, seed, harvest. But it's, I don't know, there's just something really interesting about those facets of the game for me. That's why I like to do root crop too a lot, which is, you know, less traditional crops.
Yeah, I mean, like for me, forestry is do it when you needed to make the money.
Yeah.
But back home growing up, you know, when it was wintertime, went out and you cut firewood.
Yeah.
And you stacked firewood.
That's
And
it.
you sold firewood. That's just what you did.
Yeah.
And then, you know, spring would come and then you went back to farming.
Yeah. I mean, we've got a friend in Georgia, and I mean, all they do is grow trees. They've got, you know, hundreds and hundreds of acres of just trees, and every 10 years, a contractor comes in and harvests them, and then they replant them. That's what they grow, is trees.
It
You ever
would,
go through Google Earth and look at the, like, aerial views of Georgia? You'll see that, I mean, the tree planting and tree growth is a huge industry down there.
yeah. I don't know. I would suspect that there might be paper mills down there.
That's it, yep. Paper and
production.
plywood and gypsum board and just wood chips.
Well, I think 32 is smaller than 31. It's a good
Jeez,
thing.
Hope Roy has more fields. We're almost done.
What have you done? That's 7, I think.
Does he? Okay. I don't know how many he has done, but since I've been on here, we've done 2, so
Oh.
I think maybe he's got a couple more to do. I don't know.
Got a bunch of smalls.
Hopefully he's got the trees off of them.
He's got a bunch of smalls. Actually, I gotta run up there and grab his grinder. I gotta grind this off at 35.
You got some big fields over there.
Now, I
I'm
went
just
with
watching your stream, and I mean, you've got.
I went with 3. 3 nice size. Big meal.
So you're pulling? Are you pulling that with the Massey from the Classics pack, or the? Is there another? Is it a different Massey?
It's the I think it's is it Peter J. Who's Maxis maybe?
Oh yeah, Peter J. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's the 399 Turbo from that Massey pack. I think it's 130 or something.
Okay.
This is the plow from the Modern Classics.
Yeah, I love that plow.
So I think it only needs 120 or something.
Yeah.
So with MR, I'm kind of gambling that it will actually work.
Yeah. I generally pull that plow with the case from the Modern Classics pack. But I bought I bought myself the 698 also from the Classics pack. But I don't know if it's got the horsepower to pull the plow. It should. If I upgrade the engine, I guess. I'm using the Massey to feed the sheep on the other map.
1,000 sheep.
I'm getting there. I got 179 so far. But I'm also the logger on the map, so this summer I'll just go logging like crazy, and I'll buy myself $1 million worth of sheep.
Yeah. At 1,000 sheep, I was getting a new sheep like getting like 20 some sheep a day. And I was hauling in 10 pallets of wool every day and a half.
Yeah,
it
that's
was
why
on,
I already own the tractor trailer.
It was on Rathland, so I then had to take the darn ferry constantly.
Oh man, yeah.
I'm ferried out. No more.
Yeah.
More ferry.
Yeah. Just, automatic unload onto the ferry, and then just get another truck at the other end to unload them.
Well, off camera, I discovered that if I jump it right, I can jump into the water and then just drive under the water and come out at the beach.
Right.
Just bypass the ferry.
Yes. I discovered that when I was doing the multiplayer with Delta.
Alright guys, well what I think I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to drop the plow here. And we're going to go get Roy's stump grinder. And we're going to grind down the stumps.
Using that old blue trailer I had. way back when.
Yeah, that's a fun little trailer.
Yeah, it's a nice one.
And it's the auto load's weird on it.
Yeah,
Like
it is.
flips the trees around. It's the only
Yeah.
trailer I've ever seen that does that.
Oh, I don't know. I use the Fleagle one, the Fleagle pack from FSUK, and when I'm carting logs on that thing, my rear view mirrors look a little bit violent sometimes. Things, weird things are happening behind me that I'd rather not acknowledge. And even on the train, like I was logging with the train on the SimStations map, and when I was traveling with the train, and just every now and then I'd look over my shoulder, and the logs were just going mental back there.
On the early version, that had the train.
No, it's the HOT one that we're doing on his server.
Oh, okay, the hot train,
Yeah.
hot map. Got all the color coded, circled.
Yeah.
I kind of think production is where these MP manager economy play really comes in.
I thought so too. I mean, I tend to disagree now. We went from doing Steppenbach, which was a huge success on Sim server. Then we decided to go and do the West Coast, and everybody got kind of bored with the West Coast and decided they all wanted to do something with production in it. So we bailed on the West Coast before we even finished our first season, and everybody went over to this hot map with a bunch of production on it, and now they're dropping like flies again. So it's like, I think if you don't have the attention span to pull together 2 or 3 seasons, you just don't have it. Whether or not it has production on it is inconsequential in the end.
Yeah, I'm kind of seeing the same thing on Hoff.
Yeah.
We had to yank seasons out because it just was blowing the server up.
Yeah.
But I think it was a combination of seasons and the added animals.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So everything was fine until somebody bought
A goose.
yeah, well, it was like the Zebu or whatever. It was fine until everybody bought that. And then
Oh, okay.
and then that was kind of Seasons was like, I don't know what to do with that.
Yeah.
And it would totally fruit out the prop menu,
Oh, okay.
and everybody's equipment would be gone, and there would be like 75 copies of Tractor or something. But if I rolled back the game save to before the animal was bought,
Yeah, you were
then
fine.
everything was cool. So I was looking online, and like, yeah, seasons in multiplayer in Hofburg. Take seasons out and all your play. Seasons. Problems went away. So we've just been playing it without seasons, and kind of running this fake seasons. Like the start of every week is a new transition.
Okay.
But
It's not the same.
everything was hot and heavy until we got to the winter week.
Yeah.
It's like anticipation's been off ever since
Oh, okay.
first winter week.
Yeah, you better lift that plow, Roy, if you're gonna have create fields on. And off we go. Follow the leader, leader, leader. Follow the leader.
All right, let's go grind some stumps.
Does Roy know he's being robbed right now?
Still got this stump grinder as a. Come get it. I'll get it later.
Yeah. That is one of the great things, though, about this multiplayer thing is that thing where you don't have to buy everything; you can borrow stuff. But I think that when they rewrite the multiplayer app, they should make it that you can just stand beside a piece of equipment and hit, like, I don't know, control semicolon or something, take possession of it for a little while, and then when you pop out again, it gets reassigned to the original owner. Because going through that menu to borrow a tractor is a nightmare.
Yeah, or being able to sort that darn menu by farm.
Yeah.
You know, it's after a little bit of time, it's like I click forever.
Yeah. Because yesterday I was trying to deliver sugar beets to Sim, and I needed to borrow his tractor to just clear the road a bit so that I could actually get my truck in there. And it took me almost an hour just to find the damn thing. Because it didn't even write it down as what I thought it was. It was just a serial number.
Yeah, it's now the new one, the new version. It's out in the mod hub. It's got a nicer interface, but I don't think you can sort equipment list yet.
Yeah, I mean it's I do like the interface better on that one. The problem with it is that the version we got a hold of for West Coast didn't have the ability to claim the animals for each farm. So, you know, every time I logged on, I had to claim my chickens.
Yeah, that would be annoying.
Yeah.
Especially if you had a bunch of chickens.
Yeah. Well, everybody was getting billed for my animal upkeep. And, you know, every time I logged on, I was like, darn it, Mark, claim your chickens. I did 4 times already. Oh, there he comes. Oh, didn't hit him. That was close, though.
Roy knows I'm raiding him now.
One thing you'll say about Lancy Boy, man, it's a rat maze every time he makes a map.
It's his track.
No, it's just that the roads, like, there's just... You got to drive the entire map every time you go from one field to the next.
Yeah, it's like there's one road that just wraps around.
Yeah.
And that one map, it was like a one-way. Road never even came back to a circle.
Oh, yeah. What was that one? That was, forget now.
Yeah, it was just loop around. Same road, you have to turn around.
Don't miss your entrance or else you'll be fighting traffic. But he did that one a while back too where he put in a bunch of shortcuts through the fields. Like when you got really familiar with the map, you could actually cut across the map. What's Roy doing? He's starting at the top.
Now, let's see if we can actually find our stumps.
Okay.
Try to do it this way.
What does this field look like? Turn on the map for a second. Oh wow, yeah. That's so good.
So, let's see.
We should do it lengthwise, bro.
Where are they at? Oh, they're on 26.
I wonder if we can climb this hill. Good point.
I saw you all chatting it up about map making over there.
I think I got lots of power on this little tractor.
Hopefully you're picking.
Over 3 furnace, so.
Picking Will's brain pretty good. See how many stumps we miss when we try to plow this field up. Are back in here. See any? Right. See one way over there.
Yeah, she doesn't seem to be having any problems. He's doing okay.
Oh, there's one. Let's say right now my favorite grass is on Emerald Coast. Emerald Coast, I love that grass. Maybe because it's such a high contrast from mowed to grown. I really like that idea of crop spending. You drive through them.
Yeah, that's really pretty. Like near the end of that video, he does it in the he does it with the corn. So it looks really good with the corn. Now I'm curious to see what the modders do with that in terms of crop destruction. If it'll be like, you know, a little bit less destructive than it is now, where it goes from, you know, it'll go from bent crop to broken crop to dead crop kind of thing.
Now what would be cool is to take that sprayer, lower the boom down a little bit, so when the sprayer, all that corn just laid over a little bit and then sprung back up though.
Yeah.
Alright. Guessing that's all the trees out of this section. Did you see Stonehenge over here?
No, I saw the castle. I didn't see Stonehenge.
Stream. A little picnic area and a little Stonehenge-y.
Oh yeah, there it is. Is that the one from Oxygen David on, what was it called? Thornton Farm? He had a, Thornton Farm, he had a Stonehenge near the town.
Terrain for me is probably the hardest part. I never seem to get the have the touch for delicate adjustments, but then again, I'm sure it comes with experience.
Oh, I should turn the four-wheel drive on this thing. Oh, that'll help.
I think you know how to use drive control now.
Yeah, too much time in gearbox.
Got that too.
Yeah.
Got all those fancy mods on here that I
Oh yeah, now I'm gonna cream them.
I want to play to relax, not to be frustrated by not being able to do anything.
Oh, it's not about getting frustrated. It's just about adding complexity to the thing. You know, it's like you can play without seasons, but you know, playing with seasons is more fun. You can play without MR, but fighting it a little bit is fun. Or else you're just continuously, you know, for the period of 2 years, you're constantly just painting textures.
How about gearbox? Is it gearbox that now has the wheel slip and you plow the field?
Yep. Yeah, if it spins too much, you make a hole. And now you've got soil compaction. I haven't played with that one yet.
Oh, you haven't toyed with that one?
No. I've been playing servers now for, oh my goodness, since March. So I'm kind of at the mercy of others when it comes to mod selections.
I don't know how a multiplayer compatible soil compaction is. I tried to throw it in on Creamery, and when I had it enabled, whenever somebody would join, they would just get Luas out there. Just toss Luas. It took compaction out, and then so you didn't toss them anymore.
That little two-wheel drive tractor with the dual wheels is pretty powerful. He's catching me.
But even with the compaction mod, if you get in the field when the soil is too wet, you'll leave what looks like little plow marks.
Yeah.
You know, in the field where your tires were.
Oh yeah.
If you use like ground response.
Yeah.
Then your trailer and
stuck in it.
You'll start bouncing around like it is a divot.
Right.
I like using soil compaction.
Yeah.
I hate plowing. I'll plow once just to get rid of the need plowing color.
Yeah.
Then if you do it right, compaction, and you're careful, then you never have to plow again. Because a nice deep till job will clear it all out. So we got one stump up here on this field we need to get.
You know, you can just turn plowing off, right?
Then we're going to turn that back.
Or do like what I do, just plant grass and mow it. Every third crop is grass.
That is interesting. Cheat.
Yeah.
Use of the game mechanic.
Yes. I consider it my fallow year.
Alright, there's that stump. There's that nasty stump.
But I think that, personally, I think that if you plant radish, you should get plowing credit. Because that's what the whole radish thing's about. It's about, you know, opening up the soil, loosening everything up.
Sounds like you need to write a mod.
Yeah, right. I'm a user, not a creator. I just tell my goofy little stories. Whoops. Kind of zigged there.
Yeah, I saw the green John Deere there. Uh-oh, there you are.
Did you ever play again on that the island with the amazing mountain map?
Banco?
Yeah.
Not since I last streamed.
Are you messing with them?
It's always fun when you can. Oh no. Yeah.
Oh, like I couldn't see your name in the rearview mirror, so I thought Roy had jumped out of his tractor and was backing up in front of it. And upsy turnsies. No passenger script in these? Guess not.
Nope.
Where would we put a second body in this place?
Nope. Thought I'd do a little flight to the butterfly for you. Watch it, I don't want to get a copyright.
That's all right. No one will ever understand my singing. I can foil any computer with my singing skills.
They are well. They're 1.3 meter plows he's got on there. Tractor is about 4 times wider than the plow is. We're going to go ahead and take the grinder back. And
these are pretty cute little tractors. I like them. Little Forschwish.
Yeah, you need that when you get the harvester that will shake itself apart.
Yeah. That was the harvester that I used on my very first series when I was doing Old Guy Farmer's map.
Yeah.
And I tried to get it up the hill on that map, and I couldn't do it, so I had to use Follow Me and push it up the hill with the case.
Have any power to it.
And that's even before MR.
Road getting back here to Roy's place, it's awful rough.
Yeah.
I'm flipping the truck.
Gotta love that multi-terrain angle.
All right.
How is he going so fast?
He's got the right gearbox in.
Yeah.
Where are you in?
I'm in high 3. We have the same top end when we're on the road. When I'm just chasing him around, we can keep up. But there's just a slight difference on the in the field. I think it's because he's got dualies on the back of his, so I think he's not sinking into the plow texture as much as I am.
Oh, less wheel slip.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the new dynamic mud, it's pretty evident when it's help you out.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna head back and
I guess dynamic mud doesn't work with
hook up to the plow.
Or is it MR?
It's MR deletes the mud.
Oh, does it? Okay.
MR would probably freak out because it's a wheel slip.
Right.
It would probably make your wheels fall off.
Yeah. Launch you into the stratosphere.
It just deletes the mud.
Yeah.
Disables it.
Yeah, because I noticed it on the map that we're playing on the other server. It has the texture is there on the ground, but there's no fluidity to it. Like, it keeps the mud texture without having any to spray or anything like that.
No, there's no dynamic mud on this. I was just referring to duals and more traction. Really? There's no mud on here because we're running MR. Like I said, I think I'm going to go back here to the up to the plow, and then I'm going to call it a night. I'll probably plow those 2 fields between now and the next stream. And who knows where we'll be next time. Might be streaming this on Sunday night. Not really sure. You want to take Saturday night off and not do anything. Just have to see. But we'll be back on South Mountain Creamery tomorrow night.
Well, I guess he's cutting the road out. I was trying to keep the road in, but we should keep the road because I think it's a right of way to Field 9.
If he deletes the road, he's got to buy Field 9.
I think somebody else owns Field 9.
James.
Yep, I think James is shafted.
Roy came over when I was cutting my trees.
Yeah.
Like, I'll grind your stumps for $100 a stump. I said, how about 50 a stump? He's like,
how about 5?
Like, I'll just do it for free. So, how about that? Okay. How about that? And he was like, how much will you charge me to haul my logs away? I was like, you can come over here and grind my stumps. So then he said when James was going to come, he was going to grind James's stumps and tell him it was $100 a stump.
Right.
It's like those guys you see on the movies that wash your window and then expect me.
Yeah.
Like, where's my $20? Never asked you to wash my window. You just did it. I'm not paying you anything.
How is it my problem that you're a keener who likes to wash windows?
Yeah, it's like, get off my shoes.
Oh, I don't own this field. I don't own this field. Now I own this field.
All right, Mark. I'm going to head out for the night. Always fun chatting with you.
Yeah, you have a good night. Good night to all the peoples on the YouTubes. And I'll see you soon.
Alrighty. So, guys, we are about to head out. Like I said, I'll be back on South Mountain Creamery, as my wife says, tomorrow night. And who knows what the heck we'll be doing. I got to figure out what we got going on there. I think we got to plant something. Or we're planting corn. That's what we'll be doing, right? We'll be planting corn. So, until next night, happy farming.